Some things were better left, lost, buried, broken, or forgotten for good. But time doesn't always let things stay buried. It digs up what we were never meant to see again. These artifacts aren't just pieces of history. They come with stories that unsettle, disturb, and stick with you. Some of these relics come with curses. Others are tangled in betrayal, strange deaths, vanishings, or rotten luck. In this video, we're getting into 15 artifacts that didn't stay buried and brought trouble when they came back. Number 15. The unlucky mummy. It's not a mummy, but it is cursed. It is a painted wooden coffin lid or mummy board, currently housed in the British Museum. This historical artifact, which was discovered in Thebes, Egypt, is believed to have been created around 950–900 BC. Archaeologists suggest that this relic was designed for a woman of high status, possibly a temple musician or even royalty. What is the reason why this historical artifact made plenty of noise? Well, it is one of those cursed relics tied to bring misfortune or bad luck, from mysterious deaths and disappearances to the sinking of the Titanic and bizarre accidents. The most terrifying tale linked to the unlucky mummy is about the mysterious death of 36-year-old Bertram Fletcher Robinson, a journalist who researched this mummy. While many believe the curse is a superstition, rumors refuse to die. The identity of a high-status woman inside may be forgotten, but the coffin lid that once wrapped her body continues to haunt her. Number 14. Shroud of Turin. The Shroud of Turin is a haunting enigma. At first glance, it seems like an ordinary 4.3-meter linen cloth, but a closer look makes things strange. The cloth has faint, ghostly, two human-like imprints on the front and the back. It looks like a crucified man was laid inside and then wrapped head to toe. The figure seems beaten, gaunt, and lifeless, with wounds matching precisely those described in the crucifixion. The scalp is pierced with thorns. The back has lash wounds, and the shoulders are bruised. This historical artifact first emerged in 1354 when it wound up in the hands of a famed knight, Geoffroy de Charnay, Seigneur de Lirey. For many, it is divine proof, while for others, it is a medieval hoax. Nobody knew where or how he found it. Today, this mysterious shroud is housed in the Cathedral of St. John the Baptist in Turin, Italy. Number 13. The Goddess of Death Statue. The woman from Lem, aka the Goddess of Death statue, got its terrifying title for carrying a dark secret, killing all of its owners under bizarre circumstances. This small relic, made from limestone, is believed to date back to 3500 BC. The statue was discovered in Lem, Cyprus in 1878. Its first victim, Lord Elfont, who took possession of it, met a gruesome fate. Within the next 5–6 years, 7 more family members died under mysterious circumstances. However, the curse didn't stop there, as Mr. Manucci and Lord Thompson Noel, the second owners, and their families also perished shortly after acquiring the statue. The fourth owner, C. Biverbook, didn't escape either, as he, his wife, and their 2 daughters were found dead. As a result, his sons decided to donate the statue to the Royal Scottish Museum in Edinburgh. However, the next victim, the museum's chief curator, couldn't escape the statue's curse and met a sudden death. Since then, this historical status has remained untouched. Number 12. Pompeii artifacts. Pompeii, once a colorful city of ancient Rome, was absorbed by volcanic ash after the explosion of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD. It was a famous retreat for the Roman elite, but none could escape nature's unexpected blazing rage. For centuries, the city lay buried until it first came to the limelight in the 18th century by Spanish engineer Joaquín de Alcubierre. Since then, however, a more eerie tale has spread. Tourists started looting artifacts in search of unique souvenirs, none thinking about the aftershocks. According to archaeologists, hundreds of packages were returned to the Pompeii archaeological superintendents with letters stating the bad luck of those who stole them. It is as if the forgotten city has a will of its own, one that keeps demanding a dark price from those who disturb it. Some claimed illness, others financial ruin or relentless nightmares, whatever the cause. Pompeii never forgets. Number 11. Man proposes, God disposes. An oil-on-canvas painting by Sir Edwin Landseer is among the famous historical artifacts with a dark secret. The painting dates back to 1864 and for centuries haunted the halls of Royal Holloway, University of London. Inspired by the ill-starred Franklin expedition of 1845, it depicts the wreckage of the lost crew, 2 polar bears, broken sails, and human bones dispersed in the snow. However, this piece of art is more than just a historical painting. One of the myths claims that anyone sitting in front of the painting during an exam will fail. The painting is always covered with a Union Jack during exam periods. Another myth tied to the painting is the tragic death of a student. Before committing suicide, he wrote on his exam sheet that the polar bears forced me to do it. Some staff avoided the room entirely. Some professors refused to teach near it, swearing they'd felt watched by unseen eyes. Number 10. Terracotta Army. It is the most mysterious army, with thousands of lifelike warriors crafted by hands buried deep beneath the earth. They are silent, waiting, armed, and ready to protect Qin Shi Huang, China's first emperor, in the afterlife. A part of an elaborate necropolis, these artifacts were crafted to protect his final resting place from intruders. Many considered their presence a myth for centuries, but it soon became a reality. That was until 1974 when a farmer Yang Jifa, his 5 brothers and a neighbor Wang Puji dug their land for water but discovered something mysterious. This army remained buried for over 2 millennia. This discovery became a hot topic among archaeologists, raising countless rumors. Some say Emperor Qin wanted to keep his secrets forever, so he buried his workers, who had built his tomb, alive alongside him. Another theory suggests that Qin, in quest of immortality, died in his 40s from mercury poisoning after consuming a substance he believed would award him eternal life. Today, the Terracotta Army's silent watch over the dead continues, its secrets still shrouded in mystery and legend. Number 9. Tomb of Tutankhamun. The most famous on our list is perhaps the Tomb of Tutankhamun. Discovered in 1922 under the supervision of a well-known excavator, Howard Carter, the tomb is the final resting place of King Tut, a pharaoh of the 18th dynasty of ancient Egypt. In addition to hundreds of artifacts found inside, the tomb is believed to carry a dark secret. Soon after discovering the tomb, Lord Carnarvon, who financed the tomb excavation, died due to an infection, and the rumors said that a curse on the tomb killed him. Other strange deaths and mysterious events tied to the tomb also fueled the legend. Lights flickered, animals died mysteriously, and even Carter's pet canary was swallowed by a cobra, an Egyptian symbol of royalty and vengeance. Whether coincidence or curse, the tomb still sparks fear and fascination today, cautioning that those who dared disturb the king would face the same fate. Number 8. The Busby's Stoop Chair. Also known as the dead man's chair, it may look like an ordinary oak chair, but that's not true. In 1702, Thomas Busby killed Daniel Audi, his father-in-law. The chair dates back to the 1840s and remained used at the Busby's Stoop Inn for centuries. Some believe that Busby cursed the chair whilst on his way to execution by hanging. However, some say that he was drunk when arrested and then cursed the chair. According to locals, Canadian airmen during WW2 from a nearby base went to the pub, and those who sat in Busby's stoop chair never returned alive. The legend grew darker in the 1970s when a string of deadly accidents became tied to the chair. Construction workers, delivery men, and even a roofer reportedly met their end shortly after sitting in it. Finally, after decades of widespread myths and eerie occurrences, the chair was taken away to prevent occupancy and hung by the ceiling of Thirsk Museum. Number 7. The Crying Boy Painting. Giovanni Bragolin, an Italian painter, painted this masterpiece on canvas, not knowing it would one day be cursed. causing house fires, lousy luck, and a series of eerie accidents that would haunt its owners for decades. It is one of his many portraits of tearful young boys and girls. The painting became the talk of the town when, on September 5, 1985, the British newspaper The Sun stated that an Essex firefighter claimed that he frequently found undamaged copies of the painting from the remains of burned houses. Another eerie incident tied to the painting occurred when Dora Brank of Mitcham, Surrey, brought the painting to her home. Soon after, a house fire swallowed everything except one, the crying boy painting she had brought 6 months before. A similar incident occurred when Sandra Krask of Kilburn reported that her entire family suffered from fires after getting the copies of the painting to their home. Number 6. The hands resist him. Another piece of art that holds a dark secret. Created in 1972 by Bill Stoneham, this painting depicts a young boy standing beside a female doll. The glass-paneled door behind has many hands pressed against it. According to Bill, the boy in the painting was himself when he was 5, whereas the door behind represents a dividing line between the waking and fantasy world. During a show at the Feingarten Gallery in Beverly Hills, California, it was bought by actor John Marley. Soon after his death, an elderly couple from California found the painting at the site of an old brewery. The couple listed the painting on eBay in February 2000 and claimed it was haunted or cursed. This whole scenario started a series of myths. Among those claims, some claim that the characters in the painting moved during the night, leaving the painting and entering the room in which the painting is being displayed. Amidst these claims, the auction page was searched by users over 30,000 times, and after an initial bid of $199, the painting was finally sold for $1,025. Number 5. The Anguished Man. Created by an unknown artist, this painting is also believed to be cursed. Sean Robinson, the owner of the painting from Cumbria, England, inherited it from his grandmother, who told him that the artist who brought the painting to life had mixed his blood into the pigments. Soon after finishing his painting, he died by suicide, leaving behind whispers that his soul still resides in the painting. Robinson also recorded a video in which he claims to have witnessed eerie happenings, such as seeing the figure of a man and hearing strange noises in his house. Visitors spoke of sudden headaches, cold shivers, and overwhelming dread. Objects moved from their place, shadows appeared where none should be, and whispers echoed through empty rooms. Convinced it was the source, Robinson eventually sealed the painting away, hoping to silence whatever force had taken hold. Number 4. The Wedding Dress of Anna Baker. Anna Baker's wedding dress is one of the famous legends linked with the Baker mansion. She was the eldest daughter of Elias Baker, and unknown to his father, she was in love with a poor steel worker. They planned their wedding, and because of that, Anna bought his wedding dress. However, their wedding news was no longer a secret, and her father soon discovered their plan. At first, Anna's father asked Anna's fiancé to leave his daughter and move to another city, but he refused. In response, Anna's father bought the mill her fiancé worked for and strictly asked him to move to another town. On the other hand, Anna turned down every marriage her father offered her and locked herself in a room with her wedding dress. Unfortunately, she never had a chance to wear it and died in 1914. Soon after her death, the family reported seeing Anna's wedding dress in random places in the house. Some also claimed to see the ghost of Anna Baker walking around in the wedding dress. Number 3. James Dean's car. The legend of James Dean's cursed car, the Little Bastard, has become one of the most popular American cultural mythologies. It began before any eerie accident had even occurred. On September 23, 1955, British actor Alec Guinness, in his autobiography, wrote that he met Dean in Los Angeles. Dean proudly showed off his new silver Porsche. Guinness was struck by a scary feeling and warned, "If you get in that car, you will be found dead in it by this time next week." Exactly 7 days later, Dean died in a violent crash. After the tragedy, George Barris, a custom car builder, bought the wreck and began exhibiting it, fueling legends of a deadly curse. Between 1956 and 1960, strange accidents plagued those who came near the twisted remains, injuries, wrecks, even death, trailing the little bastard like a shadow. Many believe the car never stopped taking lives. Number 2. The Hope Diamond. This 17th century 45.5 2-carat blue-violet diamond is popular for its vast size and associated legends. Some believe it brings misfortune and tragedy to anyone who owns or wears it. In 1911, an article in the New York Times shared a list of ill-starred cases linked with it. The first was about Jacques Collet, who bought the diamond from Simon Frankel. Soon after that, he committed suicide. The second prey of the diamond was Prince Ivan Konitovsky, who bought it from Collet. However, he also couldn't escape death and was killed by Russian revolutionists. The same happened with Simon Mensherides, who once sold the diamond to the Turkish Sultan. He, along with his wife and a child, also met a gruesome fate and was thrown from a precipice. Number 1. Otzi the Iceman. One of the most significant and oldest mummy discoveries in 1991 was Otzi the Iceman. Over 5,000 years ago, he was shot in the back with an arrow. Pierced through a vital artery, he likely bled out in minutes, his body swiftly claimed by the ice. Yet death was only the beginning. He emerged from his frozen tomb over 5,000 years later, astonishingly intact. His leathery skin, ancient tools, and even the contents of his stomach were well preserved. But wait, with all this he got came a disturbing pattern. The mummy is believed to be linked with the untimely and bizarre deaths of researchers and archaeologists. It includes Rainer Henn, the head of the forensic team, who was the first person to touch the mummy. Henn died in a terrible car crash when he was on his way to deliver a lecture about his findings. Soon after it, mountaineer Kurt Fritz, who led Henn to Otzi's body, died in an avalanche. However, the creepiest death of all was that of Helmut Simon, a German tourist who originally discovered the Otzi body. In 2004, he was found dead, frozen in ice near the same spot. Things didn't end here, as the next victim was Konrad Spindler, who first inspected Otzi's mummy. He died of complications from multiple sclerosis. That wraps up our list of 15 historical artifacts with dark secrets. If you enjoyed this dive into the eerie side of history, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below, letting us know which artifact gave you chills.